understanding the inner side of leadership, how we can manage our thoughts, overcome fear, and turn pressure into purpose. It's about finding the strength within ourselves to lead with clarity, balance, and confidence. To officially open today's sessions, I invite Mr. Bhaskar Kadale to deliver the welcome address.
But good to see all of you, and thank you for coming. And of course, a hearty welcome to you. And nothing could have been more important for all the wannabe entrepreneurs and the people who are already entrepreneurs to know more about, how do we actually go through being an entrepreneur, go with through ups and downs of what it entails, etc. Just about last couple of weeks have been very eventful for TiE Mysuru. We finished the finals of TiE Women. And I don't know how many of you were part of TiE Women program. How many of you attended it? Can you raise your hands? Okay, only a handful. It was an exhilarating experience, to be honest. It was 10 women-led entrepreneurial startups showcase their ideas, showcase their product, etc. And of course, there's always only one winner that we had, and that winner actually is going to be presenting her idea at the TiE Global Summit, competing with all of the TiE women winners from the chapters across the world. So that is the kind of global reach and audience that this particular event will have, or the winner will have. And that TiE Global Summit is going to be from 4th to 6th of January 2026, and this year it's going to be in Jaipur. Just as a reminder, last year, TiE Mysuru co-hosted TiE Global Summit with Bangalore, and we had the second day or third day event here in Mysore. And many of us, I think 13 or 14 of us from Mysuru Chapter have already signed up to be present at TGS in Jaipur. And if you are interested, I would definitely encourage you to be part of that as well. And you can just go to TiE.org, and then you will find more details. The second event, which was also very interesting and very thought-provoking, was the TiE University program. And again, I don't know how many of you were part of TiE University program. I see only one hand going up. Oh, plenty, good. A few more than TiE women. So TiE University, as you all know, is a global initiative, just like TiE Women is a global initiative. TiE University is also a global initiative that each chapter adopts and runs with it. And the difference is, in the case of TiE University, only university students or entrepreneurs who are still students or just 1 year out of college are the only ones who are allowed to participate and pitch and get to pitch their ideas and so on and so forth. One of the highlights of this particular TiE University finale were again about 11 competitors, and one of the competitors got promised for funding from none other than Salma sitting here, and she promised to fund the prototype development of one of the companies, student companies I'm talking about, right? So these kids are still in college. Just think about it, just like many of you here. And another idea, there's another charter member from TiE who also was a jury. He promised to be the first customer of another student's idea, which was an AI-based idea. And I think Professor Balaji is sitting here somewhere. Professor Balaji, who is from NIE, it is his student from NIE, Mohammad Kamran, and he is also here. So one of the companies here in Mysore, founded in Mysore by one of our own members called Vigyan Labs, and he promised to be his first customer, which is an AI platform. And the third one is called UtiliCore, and I promised to once they finish their prototype and they have a workable solution, I promise to pilot it in my company. So that is a talent management solution that they are trying to come up with. So the good things came out of it. The reason I'm mentioning that is, all of you have great opportunity to present in front of people who are willing to help you, guide you, mentor you, hold hands and then take you forward. And you must actually, take advantage of those opportunities. Those are the two things that have happened, and coming to the next couple of months, we will continue to have many more events. One of the other things that we decided, we meaning TiE Mysuru has decided, it is in the works and almost completed in terms of framework. When we look at all these TiE women or TiE University and the ideas that were pitched, right? So there is only going to be one winner and a couple of runners up maybe. But we felt that there are a lot of other ideas within those 11 people or 22 people, 22 people that are probably worth taking forward. So what we had seen in the past is that we tend to kind of forget them and then let them fend for themselves without any guidance and without any hand-holding. What we are working now is in collaboration with a couple of other ecosystem partners is to see how can we bring these people also up to speed. They may not have won it. Just doesn't mean that just because somebody didn't win a competition, their idea is bad or their prototype is bad, because companies can always pivot. The ideas can take a life of its own and change from what it is to something else later on. So we want to give that chance to them. So we are not trying to assemble a group of people who can look at these 20 odd companies that pitched in the TiE Women and TiE University, have a relook at them, talk to them again and see what their goals are, what their aspirations are, what are they trying to build, and how can we help them. And then take them on a separate route to hopefully get to a point where they can also become a lot more successful and take their ideas forward. So that's a totally separate program that we are working on. And most likely, don't hold me to this, most likely we are going to call this Propel X. Right, so that will be a program that will take on these other companies which didn't win the competition, but they still have a lot of promise. So that's the one. And then we are also looking at having our own TiECon. Most likely it will be 13th of December. That's a tentative date. So we will definitely be requiring a lot of help from you people. By this Monday or Tuesday, we will come up with a theme for TiECon, Mysuru TiECon, and then we will start rolling out our plan and then solicit participation from people. So those are 2 or 3 things that I wanted to inform you. One other important aspect before I hand it over to Salma is that we have a new member of TiE Secretariat, and that is Rajini. Rajini, if you can please, here, wherever. So, okay, all right. Vidya tells me that I have to introduce her through a proper readout.
Already been circulated.
That's okay. We'll still read it. You may have seen the communication go out about Rajini joining us. She is joining us as the director of TiE Mysuru, and the hunt has been on to find a person for that role for last 2.5 months, and we had been interviewing a lot of candidates, and finally we felt that Rajini was a very good fit, and she came out somebody very enthusiastic. And what impressed me, at least me, and I know there are a couple of other people sitting here who talked to her as well, what impressed me was she was prepared for the interview. She actually had gone through our TiE website, both the TiE Mysuru website as well as TiE Global website, and she came prepared to ask questions about what we do, why we do what we do, and how we do it. Right? So that was one of the things that impressed me the most, that she was prepared. That means she wanted to be part of our family. So, just to introduce her, Rajni has over 19 years of extensive and diversified experience across non-profit, education, and corporate sectors. And just to let you know, she was with Excel Public School for over 10 years, right? And by the way, her all references came out very, very clear and very sound references as well. Rajini is a very, very result-oriented leader who excels in operations, administration, stakeholder coordination, and team management. All of those things that are very critical for the success for our secretariat, TiE Mysuru Secretariat. So it's a pleasure to have Rajini with us, and I'm sure you guys will be seeing a lot more of her as we go forward. But just also to let you know, our existing executive director Mahesh is moving on, and for other opportunities, probably sometime in December. We haven't really decided on the date, but we'll mutually agree to it. and he was kind enough to stay as long as he could to make sure that the transition from him to Rajni happens smoothly. So Mahesh is going to be around for a while. Until then, Rajni will be assisting him, and then once Mahesh steps out to pursue other opportunities, Rajni will take on full time. So once again, Rajni, welcome aboard. Happy to have you with us. Thank you very much, and you guys enjoy the rest of the session with Salma.
I request Mr. President and Dr. Mahesh Rao and CM's Shiv Shankar and Srinidhi to join on the dais to welcome Rajni. So thank you all. And now the highlight of today's evening, our masterclass on the war inside leaders' head, rewiring guilt, fear, and pressure. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the distinguished speaker, Ms. Salma Moosa, founder and president of 1277 Ventures and highly respected growth execution mentor. With over 3 decades of entrepreneurial and leadership experience, Ms. Salma has mentored several founders, CXOs, and business leaders across India and beyond. Through 1277 Ventures, she helps organizations and leaders align strategy with emotion, creativity, and creating cultures that thrive on both performance and purpose. Please join me in welcoming Salma. And over to you, Salma, for the session.
Till the mic gets ready, I just want to extend what Bhaskar sir and everyone said. I'm so glad and grateful for Rajni being the one who came in exactly just before my masterclass or this session, because I can totally understand why she fits this role beautifully. She has been such a strong strength to us as CMs, and she has coordinated till the very last minute, right? So thank you so much for joining us, and let's make time Mysuru great. Thank you so much. So good evening, everybody. So, the war inside the leader's head. First of all of us are leaders. So there are a couple of things before I start. I would like to set some benchmarks here for all of us. Okay? One, I would love to see this part also, but anyway, I'll just keep moving as long as I don't come in front. Few things. Leadership is all about what you are today, right? Today, in whatever position. So today, as this masterclass goes in, as the session goes in, I request all of you to not look at what I'm planning to be, what I want to be, or what I was. Every learning that you get, every learning that you take it for where you stand today. Because if you take some learnings out of this session for today, where you are, I assure you, you'll carry it with you to wherever you go to become. So can we all agree to that? Today, as you sit here, I want you to believe, trust, and take every bit of this session as a leader that you are today. You would be an entrepreneur, you would be an aspiring entrepreneur, you'd be just a student, you'd be a 9-to-5 corporate person, or you're just exploring. You're a leader right there, right now. Can we all agree? Perfect. So I'm hoping I'm pressing the right button. Let me try this out. Perfect. Why this masterclass? Okay, I'm going to do this thing where every time I change a slide, I'm going to give you just 10 seconds to read it, because when I'm speaking, I want your full attention. I'm selfish that way, right? So you're not going to be reading on the screen. So every slide change, 10 seconds for you to read it, then I'll help you process it. Okay, so why this masterclass? So I can assure you this, that I've been in so many sessions on this side, and I've been in so many sessions this side. Unless and until you don't digest, accept, and understand the why, you will not take away anything from it. I have not taken away anything to so many sessions where I've gone and I've not said, why should I be even listening to this? Why am I even here? So those questions should not be there. So the first thing is this. We all think strategies make great successes, right? Go-to-market strategies, investment raising strategies, exam passing strategies, or even getting married strategies, right? So we all have strategies and everything, but it's not the strategy that is important. It's actually that. Your emotional intelligence, your ability to understand what you are doing, why you're doing, and how you will pivot or evolve. And most often, and I can tell you this after working with thousands, and I'm not kidding, I'm just not throwing a number called thousands. If any of you have seen my website, leave alone my website, it's a content put by me, just Google me. Google me and you will know that I punched in 40,000 hours of mentoring, and I know when I say this that minimum 1,000 entrepreneurs I have worked with closely. And I can tell you 90% of those entrepreneurs have failed not because of, 90% of failed entrepreneurs, not of those 1,000 entrepreneurs, but 90% of the failed entrepreneurs have failed not because their strategy was wrong, or the idea was wrong, or people were wrong, or markets were wrong. Those were all other subset reasons. The main reason was their emotional intelligence, their battles which they had internally, which they were not able to address. So hence, this is why I believe this masterclass is important. But do you guys believe? Quickly, I will come to you, otherwise I'm not a person. These guys are going to suffer today because I'm going to be all over this place. So please bear with me. Don't make me come to you. Just tell me, do you believe this masterclass is just going to be a jargon kind of a session, or something that you believe is important? Yes, no, why, anything. Yeah? Wow, full house, yes. I thought there'd be a few no's, and why am I dragged here? And maybe some of you came here just with my, harassment with messages that I've been sending. But I'm glad you're here. So, second question, why me? Why not anybody else giving you this masterclass? And this is very important. So I'm giving you 10 seconds, very important slide. Read it, understand it. Okay, so I'm assuming you all are fast readers. So the why me, I'm going to give you two reasons. One success story and one failure story. And usually failures is what makes us more stronger than a success. So I'm going to start with my failure stories. Again, if you Google me, you will know pre-pandemic from 2011 to 2017, I did something which the government was to be doing. What I write there, 1 lakh entrepreneurs, is not kidding. I literally had a community of 1 lakh entrepreneurs led by me. And I used to conduct 170 plus events across India. I can today proudly say I've traveled 29 states. I've visited from Dharamshala to Kanyakumari. You today stand up and ask me, Salma, what is Trivandrum's ecosystem? Can you connect me with some investors or universities? I'll give you the connect in such a point that you walk in there and talk to them. From Trivandrum to Delhi to you name it. I've literally traveled, built ecosystem across the country. I had 85 team members based out of Bangalore, 17 investors. And minded, these 17 investors, I did not go pitching to them. That was a community-driven initiative. I didn't even have a plan for raising money. But when I went raising money for my members in that community, they turned around and said, Salma, what would it take for you to take money from us? for this initiative. So I had 17 investors with me, and I was working with the Canadian government, the French government, the Indian government. I've been on the table of Startup India program designing and partnered with them. I've been working with the Estonian government, and I've played a key role in the USA startups there. That's me. But guess what? It comes under the failure story. Despite all this, what I was a passionate entrepreneur. I was driven to what I was doing. I would work 22 hours a day. I would sleep in the car when I'm traveling from home to office. I had lost track of my health, everything. I gave everything to it. But I failed. I pulled the shutters down of that company, fired my 85 employees in 2 days' time, and we shut the company down. And I'm saying this today, standing after 6 years, that I was not able to control and bring about that intelligence, that emotional strength in me to balance it. Balance expectations from investors, expectations from customers, those 1 lakh entrepreneurs, my team members, expectation from my health, my family. I couldn't balance it. I couldn't control and stop and say, here is what I have to stop feeling guilty, stop fearing failure, and start taking thought out, informed decisions. And I failed. And the biggest lesson that for all of you is, if I was self-aware, if I knew that time what I should have been, what I am today, this would have not happened. But this is a silver lining for me, because this gave me my success story. Giving you 10 seconds to read me my success story. So when I say, at the previous slide, when I shut the company down, I was 120 kilos. I was diabetic. All my kids, 3 kids, had left me completely because they thought I was complete wreck, which is fair. I totally believe them. I would have done that if I was them. Apart from that, my company had come crumbling down on me. I had court cases on me. I was in a place where I literally walked out of that company with 7,000 rupees. I still have a 100 rupee note from that 7,000 with me as a reminder that that's where I started again. So there will come a time in your lives, every time, even today, as you sit, tomorrow, whenever, there will come a time where you will feel this is how it all ends. There will come a time. And it is at that time you do not get stuck with your failures, what you lost, what you didn't have, what you didn't do. But as I say in the last thing, you take control of what you have. What you have, and that's what I did 6 years back. I took control of what I have with me, and I ran with it. So today, what she introduced, what you see standing here, and every slide that I'm going to talk from here is not coming out of a Google search or a ChatGPT or some training module or a course that I did, but it's coming from these 2 stories. So do you believe I am the one for you to spend the next 45 minutes with? Because if you don't believe, I will leave this mic, let's go eat the snacks and have a nice evening and walk away. Because today, if even each one of you take away one thing from this and it helps you change your life, my masterclass is worth it for me. Thank you, and let's step in. First thing, guilt is the biggest thing. So I'm giving you 10 seconds. Please read it, and read it slowly and carefully. 99.99% an entrepreneur, a leader, a person who is driven to make greatness out of themselves is pulled down with guilt. Some of you here might say, oh, I don't have any guilt. I'm not a person who sits on guilt. Guilt comes in different layers. As I said, I'm going to tell you very truthfully, guilt comes in layers. It distorts you. It confuses you. It makes you take the burden of everything. As I told you that previous venture failure, my biggest guilt was I have 1 lakh entrepreneurs with me, but how am I giving them value? How am I helping them? How do I know that they're getting benefit? It buried me under the guilt. I have 17 investors, but the growth is not there. And I can tell you so many entrepreneurs who have brilliant ideas. They go pitching to some amazing investors, but they do not get funded. Because majorly, most often, even when they're speaking, they are guilt driven. In their head, they are like, maybe my pitch is not correct. Maybe I didn't dress well. Maybe I came late, that's why it will not get funded. Maybe he's not, he's not going to understand my thing. That guilt that you are not ready for it. The guilt that you somewhere are falling short will distort you from what you actually have to do. So I'm going to dig deep into what is guilt. When I say guilt is distortion, right? This is what it is. Most often it's a trap. It's a cage. It's an invisible cage that you have built within your head that kind of blocks you within. And it also stops the opportunities coming to you. It completely stops from other opportunities coming to you. And that's what I'm saying here, We all say reflection and this rumination. It's actually very different but very similar. It's thinking. Both means thinking. But reflection is healthy, is good. Reflection is your thinking is more, what did I do wrong? What did I do right? What can I take and change? What can I take and build on it? That's reflection. But this other thing, rumination, is self-depreciation. It's like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have hired younger team members. I shouldn't have built such a big community instead of making it a strong community. I shouldn't have raised money, even if investors pitched to me. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't, like I know some entrepreneurs, they'd say, I shouldn't have taken co-founders at such an early stage. I shouldn't have gone and got incubated in some center at that early stage. I shouldn't have gone into the market before. So that when you get stuck in that shouldn't, right? And as many students are here, right? I'm giving you this. Most often in India, we get put into courses which we don't choose to go. Stop looking at yourself and saying, I shouldn't have agreed to my parents. I shouldn't have done this, right? That's what does that. What you need to do is self-accountability. This is the most difficult part. Very difficult, guys. Very difficult. Today, as I said, this might be a masterclass, this might be a session, but I'm being very candid with you. You know that company which failed? When it failed, when I said I had 7,000 rupees in my pocket, I can tell you this date. It was 13th August 2019. I was sitting in my house under the shower with clothes on and a blade on my wrist to kill myself. And I'm not telling you this to make you believe me. I was on the platform, on the space of killing myself. If that day I was not looking at what I could do versus what all wrong I would have done, I shouldn't be standing here with you guys. So nothing can go beyond that, right? So please be self-accountable. It's not easy. Ask yourselves this question. It's in your worst situation, the lowest most, is when you ask, what do I have? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine when you are in your worst, lowest, when you're most critical, like in entrepreneurship, and I will keep shifting between personal, professional, I keep moving this way. But I'm telling you this, can you imagine when you're in a chaotic situation, when the teams are leaving without question, when your product is failed, your MVP is failed, when your exams look like literally sitting over there and not prepared, but in your worst you say, what do I know? What do I have? That's where you start to overcome this guilt. Self-accountability. And stop punishing yourself. Stop saying, I should have studied 3 months before. I should have taken notes. I should have attended classes. I should have. It got incubated. I should have done this. Stop doing that. That's where this guilt stops. So I'm going to stop here for 1 minute before I go in to ask any questions. Any questions here? Because let's wrap up questions with each thing so that we don't keep it all in the ending. Any questions here on just the guilt? I'm being very candid here and I request all of you to be candid. If you feel sitting in chairs like this and clutters, you feel you're not being candid, then just stand up. Let's all stand up here in a circle and talk. It's okay. Let it look like a huddle. But I want you to be candid. Any questions on this? Any barriers on this? Any one of you believe that this is not as easy as it is, or you are not able to understand? I'm open here before I move in. Anyone? Too boring, too difficult? I'm okay. You can tell me if I'm boring. Can we move on? Perfect. Next, fear. Because when guilt overshadows, the next most monster in our head is fear. We all think fear is the enemy. We believe that fear is a stop. Oh, you're scared, just stop doing it. Frankly, it's not a stop. Fear is actually a signal. Fear is a signal for you to understand what you value a lot. If you're scared to go and pitch to an investor, if you're so scared that your tummy tightens up, you stop breathing, your mouth dries, and you're like, you know what, why am I even doing this? Right? It's not a stop for you. It's just for you to see and understand what information you have. Why are you scared? What information is making you scared? What is so valuable for you that you're ready to be scared for something that you've chosen to do? Because information is what is valuable. Fear is also an indication that you're not clear about something. Normally, when you're not clear about something is when fear comes. And we think fear is what we have to stop, and then we stop doing what we got to do. Or we try to change, or we try to pivot, or we try to move into a different direction. That's absolutely the worst thing that you can do. Very important slide on fear. Take a second, please. As I said, fear is not your enemy. It's data. It's literally data that tells you that what are you fearing of? What's so important to you that you're ready to lose? I mean, you're scared of losing. What is it that you're unclear about? So in an entrepreneur's journey, if you are so scared that you're not, I'll tell you an example here. Let me take a minute more on this, right? There was this, this lady who actually wanted to start this company, which was on artisans who make these handmade bags, and then she wanted to directly sell on the platform. Now, her fear And every time she would come to me and she's like, I'm scared to start out. I want to start out, I'm scared to start out. Every time. Every single time she used to come and tell me, every time I've done this, but I'm scared to start out. I've got 100, TiE 2 ladies who are ready to make the bags, but I'm scared. I know a person who's ready to build the website, but I'm scared. Every session, it'll start with I'm scared, it'll end with I'm scared. Hence, every time the plan that she puts to come till next week would always be not completed. What happened in the process is what she could have launched in 3 to 6 months' time. She took 1.5 years. And then she gave up saying, I think I'm so scared because I feel I would put money or I will, end up losing a lot. And my family thinks that I will not succeed. So I'm scared. So I will not do it. And one of these ladies, one of these TiE 2 city ladies who was supposed to be making the bags, who couldn't even talk English, leave alone standing and presenting and pitching. She said, I will do this. You identified the ladies who are making it. You got the guy who's building the website. You think the mentor is here. I will take it up. Fast forward 3 months. And the website got launched. And even today, she doesn't know to talk English. She still runs a company with a revenue of 20 lakh rupees per month. 20 lakh rupee per month. She has 1,000 ladies across the country. She's identified platforms where, channel partners who do the logistics in every city. Now she's looking at a global market. The only thing that changed between that founder and this founder was that this founder, second one, you think she wasn't scared? Took her fear, took the clarity of seeing what all was already done, and ran with it. So today ask yourself, what are you fearing for something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, but have been hesitating? Because in the society today, just like how failure is seen with, not so healthy or a happy look, fear is also considered a very negative thing. They think, oh, she's scared or he's scared. He's not that confident guy or girl, But fear for me is data. Whenever I'm scared of anything, I just accumulate the data, clearly see what is missing, what is there, and run with what is there. So I'm going to give you a minute again. And before I go to the next slide, I want you to write down, and please don't tell me there's nothing you're scared of. All of us are scared of at least something in our lives at every point of time. So would you like to make some note here? Or can we move on? Guilt, fear, and then comes this. I'm giving you 10 seconds. Please go through this. When you have guilt, when you have fear, that results in pressure. You bring those two together, you are in pressure no matter what. It might be a very silly thing, it might be a mountain lifting activity, but you are in pressure. And when you are in pressure, there is a high possibility that you will not succeed in what you are doing. Like I keep telling this to all my entrepreneurs, right? Imagine if you guys are sitting in the driving seat of a car on a straight, narrow road, like a very narrow road, just the car and a little bit space on both sides, a straight road. And I come to you, you start the engine, I say, okay, go to the end of the road, but don't crash to any of the walls on the sides. If I tell you this, and you start only trying to avoid the walls, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? How many of us know driving? If you go out there saying, I am not going to crash, you will end up actually crashing. Why? Because you're pressured to not do that. So the most important thing is to look at pressure as a need to rewire. Need to rewire. I'll tell you all a secret. I used to conduct so many events, right? And most of the events, along with other speakers, I've been speaking. I've spoken at, in my own event, which was 5,000 attendees in Bangalore, one of the largest events with global speakers. And I've spoken with so much of confidence. But after 6 years, when I spoke for the first time in one of the Bangalore events, my palms were sweating. I was scared. I was under so much pressure because I still had that post-trauma in PTSD in my mind that my previous venture where I used to speak in so many stages failed. How do I go there and speak? But when I turned the pressure into purpose, that's when things change. A second here. You know, most often when we are running a startup or starting a business or wanting to start a business, working on an idea, pitching to investors, we are all in performance stage. We are all performing. We need to pitch properly, the right tone, the right style. Today, I have to come and speak this way. It was a heavy topic. So I was like, what I'm going to bore all of you to death, right? So stop performing. When you stop performing and you start looking at the purpose of why you are doing this, everything changes. So today when I walked in here, I literally had to tell myself, I am not conducting a masterclass. I am just sharing my experience with a group of people who have chosen to be here to take something from my experience. And my purpose of this masterclass is to ensure that a little bit of your guilt, fear, and pressure gets erased from you today. That was my purpose. So the moment I stopped performing and started looking at the purpose of the session, my pressure or my fear came down. In fact, disappeared. Because right now what I'm doing is I'm sharing my journey with you guys, giving you the freedom to take whatever you want and go. So as I write here, stress into stamina. Change your stress into stamina. I've always done this. In fact, from the time I started this fitness thing, right? I've done this. Don't laugh at me. I've literally done this. When there is a very important pressure-driven meeting, mostly when we are closing a deal for one of my mentees for fundraising. Recently, we closed a fundraising of 1.2 crores for a very early stage startup. And when the conversations get heated, when the founder is not understanding the expectations of the investor's losing the patience to tolerate this guy or the entrepreneur, right? What I do is I break the meeting by getting up, wearing my running shoes. I literally have my running shoes in front of me. And in a formal dress, I just get out of the office and start walking. Stamina. The moment I leave, I actually did that. I got up and left. The entrepreneur came running me and went like, Salma, what happened? I'm like, take a break. Breathe. Go have a coffee and come. I just walked for 15 minutes in front of that office where we were meeting, came back, sat down to the table and said, are we ready to close this deal? and it was successfully closed, not because I walked, but we changed that pressure into a breathing space where all three of us, the mentor, the entrepreneur, and the investor, was able to take that breathing moment and get their stamina back to think clearly. Chaos into focus. When there are too many things in your plate, all it does is it makes it chaotic for you. The only thing you can start with is looking at all those things. Okay, tell me quickly, if I give you a plate of multiple things to eat, some vegetables, some dry, dry starters, so a little bit of rice, some fruit, some dessert, all in one plate, and I keep it in front of you right now, would you take the whole plate and dump it in your mouth? Would you do that? Because why are we then trying to put the whole, chaos into our systems, into our startups, into our lives? Please don't do that. One, it's going to look very ugly. Two, it's going to literally be chaotic for you. You might have 100 problems, 100 challenges, 100 questions, 100 expectations. All you have to do is look at it, focus on what you can get started. Some of us take the tougher ones and solve it first. Some of us go with taking easier ones, close the matter and then go. But it's okay. There's no fixed formula. Whatever suits you. But change your chaos into focus. This is the last one, I guess. Hopefully. Because I'm going to, as I said, continue to bore you guys. So, authenticity over applause. Every time we do this, sorry, I'm going to give you that second to read it because it's just 3 lines, but then I'll start. We all say this, I'm an authentic person. We all say this, that I am myself. We all say this with pride, that we will always be ourselves. But we're actually not. We're actually not. Knowing or unknowingly, we kind of try to gel into the environment, the society, the crowd, the team, the culture of the company. We try to fit in. So please stop performing leadership and start living it. I met with a couple of girls here today, and what did I tell you guys? They said, and I'm so glad they're sitting here in front. I said, sit in front, engage, ask questions, be yourself, and see how the world around you will change. Leadership is to stop performing and start living it. Live what you want to. And frankly, true respect comes from that. I spoke about such a big failure because it was my lifetime dream, right? But you know what? When I decided to turn around, my biggest pillar was all this whole community, this ecosystem in this country, right? These 1 lakh plus entrepreneurs, they trusted me. They came after me. They said, we don't care what company, what community, what. We want you as a mentor, we want you as a mentor. But why were they able to do that? Because I was completely myself. Even when I failed, I went on LinkedIn and I posted myself. That I pulled the shutters down today of my company, fired 85 people. I don't think I'll survive this, but at least here I am giving a lesson to everyone else. So the objective is to make sure that if you are really authentic, trust and proof comes to you. I'm sure many of you have seen some very terrible ideas, literally no scope of growth, but they get invested easily. And then you will see these brilliant ideas with some amazing team, with some potential growth, but they don't get funded or trusted upon. The only thing missing is that the person pitching was trying to perform the pitch rather than be authentic and say as is. I'll give you an example. Again, there was this entrepreneur who was pitching at an event in Bangalore. Very strict, jury. Some of the top notch. Like a Razorpay founder was the jury member. Top investors were jury members. And he was pitching. And, the questions came to him and they said, the idea that you're saying, and his was a SaaS product. If everyone know here, it was a mobile application building SaaS. He was way ahead of time, 6 years back, right? And one of the investors asked, what if Google starts this, right? What if tomorrow Google starts this? How are you going to manage your growth, right? And in a very casual, no pressure, no fear, he looked at that investor, smiled and said, I'll make sure they acquire my startup. Why do they have to build everything again when I've already done that? And then he smiles at the investor and says, then I'll make sure I become an investor and be on the jury. He was the winner. Because that time he wasn't performing. He was that arrogant, straight-headed, focused guy, entrepreneur who knew what he had to say. Most often entrepreneurs don't say that to the jury. So be authentic. Continuation of this, 1 second again. I almost covered this, but it's uncomfortable. Ask me about it. Like today morning, right? Today morning, when I was not morning now, afternoon when I was getting ready for this masterclass, I was like, I had actually packed. I don't wear ethnic wear. I've been wearing all my life in the first half. I wear dresses, tops and jeans and this, right? So I'd carried a salwar suit for myself. I was like, should I wear a salwar suit? For a second I was like, yeah, I know that people would see me not as one of them. Sorry, but I was being, too analytic here. Bangalore mein chalega, Mysore mein nahi chalega. Sorry, I still call Mysore. Guys, I'm still a Bangalore-Mysore person. I don't do a Bengaluru and a Mysuru that often. So still, anyway. For 5 minutes, I stood in front of my mirror and I asked myself this and I said, no. It is my responsibility to make Mysuru know my authentic self. They like it, they love it, they hate it, they don't like it, it's up to them, but this is the authentic self. So it's very difficult. It's not easy. But then leadership and doing greatness in your life is not easy, right? No one said it's going to be easy. So if you've chosen to not take a path which is not easy, then just do what it is. I'll keep saying this is the last one. So all this brings to an emotional strength, right? The muscle. It's a muscle. What is your mind? In the end, it's a muscle. So I'm going to give you a second. Please read it. Just 2 sentences. Our mind is also a muscle. Just like our arms and biceps and every part of our body. Our mind also needs to be trained. If you are looking at letting go of guilt, fear, being authentic, or, letting the pressure go away, focus, whatever I said, that's not going to happen because you decided. Let me be very clear to you, it's not going to happen because you decided that it will not happen. It will happen only because you trained your brain muscles to become that. And how do you do that? How do you train yourself? Anyone goes to the gym regularly apart from me? Perfect. Very good. Anyone else? So, why do you go to the gym, sweetheart? Tell me, you put your hand up, right? Why did you go to the gym? Want this mic?
And regularly, because I want to keep myself fit every single day, because I'm a student and I have a lot of mental pressure with my academics. So gym is a place where I put my frustration out sometimes, and it helps me rebuild and get stronger every day, and it gives me calm and peace regularly, because absolutely you're a student, you have a lot of things to do. So gym is a very good thing, and I think everyone should do some physical activity at least 1 hour a day.
Excellent. So did it, like the moment you started, was it consistent all through?
No, it was difficult in the start. Your body is not trained to pick up weights and all. But with being consistent and saying one more day, just 5 minutes more or just 30 minutes more, you start being better at it every single day.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Vita.
Yeah,
You
my
kept your
pleasure.
promise, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So when you take decisions, it's going to slip. You're going to slip. You will go back to feeling guilty, to be fearful, to be pressured with things, with chaos. That is when you have to say, just another day. It's okay, I slipped. Forget it. I have a major problem with eating, right? Why do you think I'm in intermittent fasting? I literally on my phone have an alarm which says start eating and another alarm stop eating. Actually, I do that. And I'm telling you this, you have to train. So for everything that I spoke previously, it's not going to happen with one decision. But it's going to happen when every day you wake up and you train your muscle. Like in my case, I'm going to do this. Please, these are few tools that will help you to build your muscle. Your emotional muscle comes with consistency. But consistency on what? I will tell you a few things which I set for myself. And I didn't do it all by myself. 3 years I worked on myself with reading and understanding, but then the 4th year again I was going back. Imagine 4 years I worked on myself. I came to a point and then I plateaued and I was about to go back to where I started. Depression, fear, guilt, everything. That's when I reached out and I took over, took a coach for myself. Today he's my colleague. You should check him out. He's on LinkedIn. He's all across the platform. Even has a YouTube channel, Cherian Kuruvilla. He's an ex-CEO of Airtel. I took his coaching for me. And that's when I was able to set all this. In the 4th year, he helped me to get stronger in setting boundaries, self-reflection. Earlier also I would do it, but it didn't happen overnight. And I'm not even saying it's going to happen in 1 month, 2 months. It might happen for you. It might not. It's your formula. You figure it out. The only thing you can do is keep checking. Like even now, if you come to my hotel room, you will see 3 journals on the study table. One journal is my gratitude journal. Every single morning after my routine, I sit and write my daily gratitude notes. What am I grateful of today? Then the second journal is my, literally the junk dumping journal. Everything that's bothering me, I will write it down. I'm removing it out of my mind. I'm putting it in that journal. Everything that's bothering me. The moment I write, I've offloaded. And the third journal is this, my consistency. Meditation. I literally do a check. Have I meditated? I have this habit where every morning I stand in the sun, facing the morning sun, and I actually do this. I open my arms, I spread myself like this, I look up to the sun, and I stand there for 15 minutes, taking the energy of the universe into me, to take me through the day with everything that today I'm telling you, for me to go through that day. So imagine today I'm talking to you, but for me to keep this emotional strength, I have to train my muscle, brain muscle every day. But if you want to be the leader that you believe you are, if you want to be the unicorn that you believe your startup is, if you want to be the best version of you, then you deserve to put this investment of time, effort, and everything that it takes to become that. It's easy to say, I will have $1 billion startup. It's easy to say that I will get a package of 10 crores in my first year, first job. It's easy to say that I will shine as a leader where I stand. But it's very difficult to do it. And you know why it's difficult? Because we are not ready to commit this investment on ourselves with these things. Boundaries, right? I've got the best and the most healthiest relationship with my 3 kids today because I set boundaries with them. I was just telling the beautiful girls there when I met that today I have 0 friends, 0 best friends. But I have hundreds of people, all like you. I know by the end of the session, you'll either love me or you'll hate me. There's no gray area. But I have tons of people who love me. And I love them. But my inner circle has a clear standard. And I'm okay if that inner circle is 0. Because those people who come into that inner circle should serve me well for my emotional strength. I hope you understand how critical this is, what I'm telling you. Because all this comes with Rajni's not there. Just tell me when I'm 15 minutes away from closure. Yeah? Because I will continue talking, that's the thing. So all this, whatever I said, sums up to one thing, and that's clarity. So 1 second for this. How many entrepreneurs here? Can I see hands? Or would be entrepreneurs, could be entrepreneurs? All hands up. Half hand. I didn't ask how many half entrepreneurs here. Okay, so how many times have you got asked, what is your competitive analysis? Have you done a competitive analysis? Everyone gets asked, right? Some point or other. Your actual competitive analysis is your clarity. Your actual competitive analysis is your clarity in your head. Because that's what will define you, make you stand out, make you win, make you rise, and make you become what you want to become. That's what will help you express your vision to people in such a way that they will bite into it. That's what will make people believe that you are the leader. That's what will make you believe that you are the leader. I am a living example of that. I still proudly say I'm 10th standard passed even till date. If I didn't have clarity of my need to become what I wanted to become, I wouldn't have been here. Very important. Please read it. A second of thought for this. Especially the last line is very important for me. Confusion into confidence. That's what I did. I took every confusion that I had and changed it into confidence. Every action, I make sure that I stem it out with focus but not fear. My every action is focused and rooted out of clarity and not fear. But as I said, and this is a request to all of you, especially the young kids. I heard even Kamran is here. You know, all of you are here. Please understand this. Starting today, if this is one thing that you do, any and every crisis that comes your way, please take it calmly. Any kind of crisis. take it in calm way, because it's not the crisis that is the problem, it's how you react to that crisis is the problem. If that is the only thing that you take from this, and go out of here and say, from today, anything happens to me, anything comes to me as a crisis, I'm going to take a breather, take a walk or do whatever, but you're going to handle it with calmness. I think I have done my job. Closing thoughts. A second for all of you. Any kind of war that's running in your head, it is actually an invitation to evolve. It is your body, it is your mind, it is your situation, it is your passion calling you to evolve. That's the war going on. And when you don't evolve and try to adjust into the things, try to fit into the things, try to make everything fall in place which is not meant to fall in place, then you're restricting your own transformation and growth. Turn your guilt into growth. Please turn your guilt into growth. And I told you what's guilt, right? Literally, turn it into growth. Fear into focus. And last but not the least, pressure into purpose. These three things, please go as your life's motto, because that's when you will live better. Let alone being a great entrepreneur, student or homemaker or social worker, anything. You live better, and everything else falls in place. I literally have this printed and put in front of me in my study. Be conscious of every moment of yourself. Be courageous. And last, be clear. In your heads. So with that, we've come to an end. Thank you so much for listening to me. And before we open to the Q&As, I just want to say thank you, TiE Mysuru, for giving me this opportunity to share my journey with all of you. And for everyone here, right? I'm not new to TiE. I've been in TiE, like I'm literally a dinosaur, yeah. I've been telling 3 decades. I've been in every community, you name it, I've been in there. So in TiE, I've been for almost 10, 12 years. I've been a member of almost every city, TiE Delhi, TiE Hyderabad, TiE Bangalore, TiE Jaipur, TiE, Kochi and all that. So I know when I say that TiE as a community exists. And in all this, I can tell you today, and I'm not saying this because they gave me an opportunity here to talk to you, but the work that they are doing is brilliant. They're actually working. It's not air and noise. They're actually giving results. There are students sitting here today, that shows you they're giving you a space. There was a time in TiE when even entrepreneurs go in, we would feel overwhelmed. Because there'd be on one side matured leaders, and then there'd be young entrepreneurs. And we'd be like, should we ask questions? Should we not ask questions? And here I see these amazing students having the space to come speak, question, ask. So I say, TiE Mysuru, I'm so glad I came here. I'm so glad I got an opportunity, and thank you so very much. And sorry for all the messages. I promise you for the next 2 days, I will not send messages. After that, I'll start sending. Okay, thank you so very much. Open for Q&A.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dhanush from VVC MBA. I want to ask a question regarding the confusions and the fear. Where in my case, I recently get a funded from MSM Hackathon 4.0 of 7 lakh rupees for my solar project. But I'm also working for sustainable product, where KCST, Karnataka Science Council for Science and Technology, where I get a best project of the year in Karnataka. But I'm totally confused. Which one should I focus? But I and my partner are focusing for sustainable products, but she does not come here. But I also get it 7 lakh funded for solar project also. But I'm theoretically perfect. I have a concept of innovative, but when it comes to execution technically, I'm not that much good. Now I want to turn my fear into a focus. Now I want to ask regarding the question is how to stop confusing, how to start focusing, like step by step. Because I'm also perfect in sustainable also and solar also. So I want to utilize that one thing.
Great. So let's formulate it, na? Because nothing in business or life is just random. It's all a formula, correct? What's your name, please, once again? Dhanush. So Dhanush, let's be very simple here. Simple formula. You're confused, correct? At this point, you have a confusion. Do you have fear also? Fear of what? You can keep the mic. Yeah. Fear of what?
Fear of not getting clarity to achieve the things, whether in a solar project, whether in
You're feared because you don't have clarity.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're confused for what? Which one to do?
Which one to do? Start first.
So what did I say for confusion? Right now you're in chaos, correct? It's literally a chaos. You have multiple options. You've been supported by multiple entities. And you want to choose which one to go, which one to leave. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say. That's simple, right? So what is it that we would say? Based on just what I said. The first thing I would say, Dhanush, is stop performing. Stop performing and be the leader that you want to. Live it. Live entrepreneurship. Don't perform. Right now, what you're doing is performing. Oh, they awarded me with this. They I won that prize. So I am a performer right now. I have to perform in front of both. So who do I perform with? Stop performing. Look at your purpose and start living it. So if you actually sit down and ask yourself, what is my purpose? 3 years down the line, what am I going to become? Why did I start this? Why did I go and pitch that idea over there and get that money? Why did I pitch here and get this acknowledgement? Why am I doing this? The moment you do the self-reflection and get a clear answer, you know what you want to take up and not even what your skill sets is. Trust me, people, skill sets is the easiest thing to learn. Even if you know something, you say, oh, I know this, so I will go do it. You can get skill sets. Get into a few courses, you will get the skill sets. What you need is a purpose. So if you get your purpose, what you want to do, you will actually go do that. And maybe because you love this also, you might ask a team or another person to lead that. But you will go with your purpose. But please understand one thing. What you're doing right now is performing. You are an actor on stage who has to please 2 acknowledgements. And you know within you where you are good at and where you are not so good at. But you are not ready to accept that you are a leader who can only choose to do what you want to do. And you have to live that. Is it easy, Dhanush? No, not at all. But is that what is needed? It is what needed. Because you end up doing both, I can assure you again with my experience, you'll be average in both. You choose your purpose and go with one, you'll be brilliant at it and you'll get it. So you choose, do you want brilliance or do you want to be average? If you want brilliance, then do the self-reflection and find out what your purpose is. Once you find your purpose, tell yourself, I'm not going to be performing for the world, I'm going to live my purpose. Your formula is clear. I can't answer that question for you. No one gave me 7 lakhs. They gave you 7 lakhs. Remember?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other question? Yes, please. Pass the mic there.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for this masterclass. I have a question regarding setting boundaries in
Okay.
personal and professional.
Yes.
Mostly personal. So how do you set the parameters for setting the boundaries in the inner circle and the outer circle?
Okay.
Can you give an example?
Example. Because that is something I will only talk about example, because anything else I say it will look like gyan. So I'll give you example, but thank you for that question. Inner circle. Do we all agree that my 3 children are the innermost circle for a woman or a parent? Right? So those 3 kids I had to draw a line. Draw a boundary, right? Because being a single mother for the 3 of them, they saw me as a mother and a father. They would come for me for their, financial supports, work-related advice, and they would expect me to make sure that I feed them well with healthy food, hug them and say, okay, you know what, I'm there for you, don't worry, things will work out. They wanted me to play both the roles. So when boundaries got crossed, when my company crisis was happening, they started seeing me as a bad mother and a bad father. Bad mother, because I wasn't there. I was so occupied with my company. Bad father, because I was financially down, right? I'd lost everything with that company. So they were completely disappointed with me, which is natural. If I was in that place, I would be disappointed. But how did I draw those boundaries? When I started working on myself, when I picked myself up, they are the most precious people in this world for me. So the first thing I did is I picked up the phone and I apologized to them. Not once, not twice, for months. I had to tell them that I'm sorry. But I did not say, I'm sorry I failed you. I said, I'm sorry I didn't communicate to you what I was going through. They did not buy it right away, but they took it in a stride, slowly and steadily. 6-7 months down the line, the second boundary I had to draw. When they started coming to me for advice or help or hugging or holding them together as a mother, I clearly had to tell them, saying, hey, I love you for giving this time with me, but I am not emotionally strong to be the mother that you want me to be. I am sorry. So one of the first key thing I did is communicate my situation to them. Usually the inner circles for boundaries, what we do is we start looking it from their side. Oh, they think I should do this. Like parents think I should do engineering. Parents think that, or sister thinks that I have to take care of her, or things like that. Please start from your vantage point should be you. Now 4-5 years down the line, my kids, all of them, they call me. The first question they say, Mom, are you fine? Are you good? Can we speak? Even when they're coming to my house, they say, can we come over today? The boundaries are set with respect, with love, and with trust. And now coming to the outer circle, friends. I'm going to tell you very clearly, I had a bunch of 4 girls, including me. We were 4 girls, crazy friends. We would go out a lot, party a lot, drink a lot, cry a lot, do everything together. But somewhere the lines got crossed because I was the eldest one. I was 50, they were 35. Every time the check would be taken by Salma. It was assumed. They didn't mean wrong, but it was assumed that wherever, whatever, Salma will take the check. Kind of they started seeing me as a mother figure than a friend. I had to follow the same formula. When I actually realized that I was not being a friend, but I was like seen as a mother or someone they could just take for granted, I had to actually stop, because with friends, they're outer circle, right? They are not inner circle. I stopped going. 10-15 times they'd call up and say, Salma, let's go. And I'm like, no, yeah, I've got work. I can't come. Sorry. Then one fine day, one lady called up and said, are you angry with us? Why are you not coming? And then said, you know what? I'd love to come, but we need to set a few boundaries. I shouldn't be the one taking the check every time. Right? It hurt them. A few blocked me for a few months. But they came around. If they're really true friends, they come around. If they're not there, it's okay. Wish them happiness and move on. That's how. Being clear, as I said, it is being clear, being communicative, not taking it upon you that every relationship is your responsibility will help you set the boundaries. Thank you. Yes,
so
sir.
much.
In addition to that, learn to say no.
Exactly. That was a tough one for me. Yes, please. Only this side. That side, I have a lot. Oh, okay, there is. There are 3, 4.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rachana S. Jadhav. Ma'am, it was really inspiring to know your story, and it has inspired all of us. And I think it was the need of the hour of this masterclass. I just have a small, curious question. Now that I know all the success and failure stories you have faced, I just wanted to know what is the reason and the story behind your firm name, 1277 Ventures.
Thank you, Rachna. Very simple. The easiest answer I'll tell you, I'm not that latitude and longitude of Bangalore. I think I'll rebrand it once I move to Mysuru. That's as simple as that. And to the next question, the previous one what was the previous question, Svirat? That's the only one, right? Yeah, and that's a simple. Yes, sir. Yes.
Hi, ma'am. I have a question. Like you said, guilt distorted clarity. Ma'am, don't you think like guilt is a positive force will drive the improvement in the leadership?
That's what. If you turn guilt into positive thinking, as I said, right? If you are able to let go of guilt and see it as something that you have to move on, take what you have and move on, then it's a positive thing. But if you take guilt and bury yourself under it of what you didn't do, then it becomes negative. It's simple thing. You have a sword or a knife, or sword rather, which has both the edges sharp, right? You can cut a throat, or you can win wars. The choice is yours. So guilt is guilt. Accept it and see it as a way where you don't let it distort you, pull you down. Look at what you have and move on, rather than sitting on it saying, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have created that. That takes you away. That's how it is. Guilt is an actual real emotion. But how you handle guilt is the key thing. Yeah? Thank you. There you go. I'll give you back to my.
So thank you, Salma ma'am. And to remember or take away from today's session is guilt into growth, fear into focus, pressure into purpose, right? Hope all of you have enjoyed this session. And I invite Mr. Bhaskar Kalale and Mr. Pavan Ranga on the stage to present token of appreciation to Salma Moosa ma'am. And I request all of you to give a standing ovation to Salma ma'am, because she has shared her life story to inspire all of us today, and it was really a motivational story.
And hope many more here in the house. Thank you so much, Mrs. Salma Moosa, for Miss Salma Moosa for your masterclass session on the war inside the leader's head. I thank Bhaskar Kalale sir, President TiE Mysuru, for your welcome note. I thank Mrs. Vidya Patil for hosting the session. Sorry.
You're ready to make everyone Mrs. Your.
On behalf of TiE Mysuru, I extend one heartfelt thanks to the Lay Ruchi for venue and high tea. I thank Inside Out Consultants for making all necessary arrangements for today's event. I also thank the board members, charter members, associate members, and students from various institutional partners. Thank you, Rajni Madam, Director TiE Mysuru, for communication made for the event. Thank you all. Have a great networking during the high tea. Please join us for high tea. Have a great evening.